Hi, Linda. It's really smoky today. Sage, sage, sage. Here you go. Here you go, Linda. Ooh, you feel that? I'm saging you, girl. Yeah, look at that. Woo! Because today is Mercury's in retrograde today. So the sage is really doing its job. You felt that. That was a lot. Yay, you can smell it. I'm gonna sage myself. Here's some more. We're gonna sage the room. Send some sage to everybody who comes in. We're just going to keep on waiting. BJ Moore's in the house. Woohoo! Here's some sage for you, BJ. It's really like really powerful tonight. Last week I couldn't get it to do this. Here you go. Here you go. Here you go. Woo! Oh, that feels so delicious. Smell it. Feel it. Ooh, I just got goosebumps. That means it's working. It's working. It's working. Hey, Barb. Hi. Got some sage going for you, girl. Here you go. You need that, right? Woo! It's really smoking tonight. We got the sage going. I moved over to a different little spot in the living room tonight. All right, it's 9:00. Yeah, you have it handy. That's fine. But here we go. Here, smoke that. We're getting that to you right now. Sending it through the ethers, through the airwaves to you. All right. So this is the Indigo Room. Welcome, welcome, welcome. And this is where we discuss all things spiritual. We might have to sage a little more for other people that show up in the room tonight. But thank you for joining us. And by that, I mean that we are non-spiritual, what am I saying? That we are physical beings we're non-physical beings having spiritual human experiences, and life is supposed to be delicious, good, fun, even when you have a little Wicky Wacky sprinkled into that. So tonight, I want to welcome you all and sit back and relax and join us in the Indigo Room.
Here we go, it's the Indigo, sending the best of this, yes, so let's go. Train waves to a higher plane, manifest the world, shaking the mundane. Shift up, make moves, inspire, change up, words, taking you higher. Bring forth your serenity, get words like destiny. Path, choose, substitute, and make it move to find the way in you. Touch the sky and then low high, and spirit responds to treat. So yes, I invite you. So come on through, see how we doing the Indigo Room, yeah.
Welcome, welcome, welcome to the Indigo Room. We are saging the Indigo Room tonight. Yes, we are, because Mercury is in retrograde, and anything that can go Wicky Wacky can go Wicky Wacky. We ain't giving power to that, though. Oh, let me turn this off. Oh, no, stop. We're not giving power to Mercury. Mercury, we love you, but we ain't giving you no power. Funky double zeros in the house. Yes, we did miss you last week, Funky. We're giving you some sage. for the latecomers and the ones that missed us last week. Look how powerful this is burning tonight. It's just like, it's amazing. Woo! So get your sage. I got mine. Okay. Welcome to the Indigo Room, everyone. It's good to have you here. BJ's joining us tonight. Barb's in the house. Linda, Funky 00 is here with us. And you got me. Hi. So this week, I made a video for you all. I said I was going to. I also made a video about Bay Street and how Bay Street showed up in my experience and how she, is in our lives right now. I just didn't edit it because, I work and I have all other kinds of things going on. But I did make the video. It just has to get edited, finished editing and uploading it for everybody. Put the sage over there. It'll go out in a minute. I know I look all smoky. But how was your week? How was everybody's week? Did you have a good week? Did you have any good experiences? Did you do your homework? Was life wicky wacky for you or pretty good? What's going on? All the way from Maine. Ah! So BJ, since you are joining us live all the way from Maine, what do you do in Maine? What's going on in Maine? What's happening? I have to come visit Maine now. I've been there before when I was a kid, but I haven't been there as an adult in a long time. BJ said it was delicious. Yay! Hey, girl. Barb said yes, mostly, but Wicky Wacky today. Oh, well, blame it on Mercury. You gotta blame it on somebody. Blame it on Mercury. Let Mercury have that. It went into retrograde yesterday, so it's going to be retrograde for like the entire month. But the good thing about Mercury going in retrograde is that anything that you had like maybe on the burner, before, this is what astrology says, and you can work on things that you put aside before. So it's always a good time to work on things that maybe you, like if you were offered a job and it wasn't the right time, now would be a good time to take that particular job. Or if you were moving into a house and things fell through, now would be a good time to revisit those things. That's what they say. So I don't know. But I do know that sometimes today I was feeling everybody at my job was like this. And I didn't think anything of it. I was just like, why is everybody walking around so tired? Why does everybody seem so tired and so lethargic and so out of it? That was the reason. Everybody. There was no one that was exempt. Barb said Mercury is a jerk. Funke said, the week has been great. I did the 2-cup method with you. Yay! Yay! Who else did the 2-cup method? We did the 2-cup method. I made a video about it. I said I was going to, and I did. I kept my promise this time. It took me all day Saturday, and then I didn't get to upload it until Sunday. But the really cool thing was that we integrated Neville with it. So that was really fun for me. The I remember when technique, we integrated that with the 2 cups. I think I'm in a new reality now. That's how I feel. So you were all in my new reality with me. So whatever you did, it worked. Because you're all still here. Wanda's in the house. Hey, Wanda. Good to see you. Yay! Gary said, I can't listen right now, but I wanted to send some love. Hi, Gary. We sent some love to you, too. You could listen in the replay later. And Barb said, I referred your video to a friend. She was impressed. Oh, nice. Good. Maybe she can come and join us sometime. That would be fun. We have now 98 subscribers to the Indigo Room. Isn't that cool? You just keep chugging along. BJ says, I loved your version, Sydney. Thank you. Thank you very much. I just figured it would, one of the things that is in the Reddit, was in the Reddit feed was Neville. When I clicked on it, I said, oh, this person knows Neville. So they had a whole little, they had a whole section about Neville as well. So I thought that was really cool. Yeah, we're sending love to Gary. Gary can't be with us tonight, but that's okay. We love you, Gary. Kisses, kisses. So tonight, first of all, I want to just thank everyone who subscribed. I want to also thank everyone who's in the Indigo Room over on TalkShoe. Hi, TalkShoe. We still love you, and we hope that you will join us at some point live here on YouTube. Also, I want to thank BJ Moore for her love donation. Thank you very much. It just came through on my phone tonight. Thank you very much. That puts us over the edge for us to get the new webcam that we've been looking at. So thank you very much for that love donation. We appreciate you, BJ. Thank you. All the way from Maine. See, isn't this cool? We could be from everywhere. That's how we were in TalkShoe, but we had people coming in from all over the world and, listening to the show. Some people would pop into the chat, but now I get to interact with you all here on YouTube, and you can see me. And we can still chat and we can still talk. You can call in. Guess what? You can call in, and the number to do that, Linda's going to put it in the chat, but the number is 605-313-4116. And the access code is 457900. I had a really good week too, actually. I just want to say I had a really good week. I want to tell you, listen, do we have time? Yeah, I got 5 minutes. I was trying to get out of the house early one day last week, and I forgot to tell you guys this story, but I'm going to tell you really briefly, really quickly. And you know that I put the electronic belt around me every day. I talked about that a couple of episodes ago. I put the electronic belt around me, and that's God's belt of protection. Okay, and I surround myself, my children, my home, and my pets every day. That has to happen every day. You know why? Because I'm still in, I'm human, and I still, go and have my little Wicky Wacky moments, and I go off the deep end sometimes. So I have to make sure that that's the first thing I do every day when I wake up. There's a couple other things I do, not before I wake up, but before I get out of the bed. There's a couple other things I do before I get out of the bed. A couple other I am statements and my meditation and my stretches. But I make sure that I surround myself, my children, my pets, my home, their homes with the electronic belt, God's electronic belt. Because I'm still, I'm not self-sustained. It's not self-sustained for me yet because I'm still practicing. I'm just like everybody else. However, the other day, I was trying to get out of the house. I was like, I got to get out. I'm trying to get to work on time. You know what happened? I couldn't find my money, my cash. I always keep some cash on me. I have my debit card, but I always keep some cash on me. I like the way money feels. I like having money in my hand. I like, being able to have money, cash, because, that's a representative. It's a tool, and I like to have it. When it's in my account, you don't see it, you don't feel it, you're not touching it, and it doesn't resonate with me. So I cash my check every week. Everybody looks at me like I'm crazy, but that's what I do. So anyway, I didn't have my money. I couldn't find it. I was like, where is it? I looked everywhere. I was like, what's going on? I'm trying to get out of here. What's happening? And finally, I found it right before, I don't know, all of a sudden, boom, it was in my mind. And because I said, God, I need your eyes. Where's my money? Why are you hiding my money? So right before I gave up, I found it. I was like, okay, great. So now I'm a little late, okay? Because it took me like 10 minutes looking for it. I was like, this is crazy. I had it yesterday. Can't find it today. My son had gone to work because he's staying with me until he leaves for Japan on Tuesday. My God, I'm overcleansed. Anyway, he had left already. And he sent me a message, Mom, it's a little icy out here. Be careful. I love that boy. He's so amazing. So I was like, okay, cool. I get outside. I'm walking down the street. And my neighbor's tree from across the street had fell into the road, like fell from her yard into the road. It's a busy street. In the morning especially, it's like crazy. It's always busy. Anyway, it fell into the street and I just missed it. If I had got out early, I probably would have got knocked out by that tree. But God is so wonderful. I put on my belt of protection and I didn't have to deal with it. I'm looking and I'm going, holy smokes, what the hell, right? This big tree is and it crushed the guardrail. There's a guardrail that goes on the side of the road. It crushed that. That was dented. And I was like, oh my God, if I had come out just a little bit earlier, I would have got knocked out. Something would have hit me. A branch, the trunk, something. Girlfriend would have been like this. Ow. So I'm still walking down to the bus stop. Okay, I'm done. I walked down to the bus stop, but there was 2 cars that it had fallen on top of, completely demolished the top part of the car. It looked like it was like this. And thank God the woman didn't have, she got out of the car. She was sitting in the front, but thank God she didn't have anybody in the back seat because they wouldn't have made it. So she was protected too. And the other car was protected. And there was one more car that decided, I don't know what she was thinking. She sees all the wood in the road, all from the tree. She decides she's going to drive over it and got stuck. That was my story. That was my protection story. So use that. Use that often. I'm telling you, use it often. Let's see. So if you want to call in, BJ said, Sydney, and use my tuning forks to raise my vibration, surround everything with the electronic belt. Awesome. Cool. That's what you should do. Listen, we have the right to protect ourselves. Don't think that, just because you are using your I am statements and, you focus on your good thoughts, that, Wicky Wacky can't get in, because you still are not completely stable. So just use that. Use that. So imagine it. Surround yourself with it. Call it in. Call in Sacred Flame before you go to sleep at night to remove the Wicky Wacky. I do that too. And trust and believe your God self will take care of you. That's why I couldn't find my money. So tonight we are doing the I Am Discourses. We're in chapter 4. So if you want to call in, BJ said, oh my God is so good all the time. Your belt out there protecting everybody. Yes, it starts to get bigger. The more you use it, the bigger it gets. It's a wonderful thing. So tonight we're going to read and talk about the I Am Discourses, and we're in chapter 4, and we're on page, you have the book, 36. If you don't have the book, I'm not sure what page you're on, but if you have the PDF or something like that, but it's discourse number 4, and it started in October 13th, 1932. If you're not familiar with the I Am Discourses, if you're new to the channel, if you're new to the Indigo Room, the I Am Discourses teaches us how to use our I Am power, which is really, really important. Your I Am power is the thing that will help you to remove the Wicky Wacky, remove the negativity, and create the things that you want to experience in your life, create your dreams and desires, help you to ascend, help you to become who you really are. And who you really are is not a mystery. Your spirit, having your spiritual being that is here, having a physical human experience. Linda says, I had a stressful meeting yesterday, and after I sat in my car and tickled my amygdala, the stress dissolved. That was so cool. Oh, that's right. We got to tickle our amygdala. Let's do that real quick before we get started with the book. So imagine that you have a feather in your hand. Thank you for reminding us, Linda, to tickle our amygdala. Almost forgot. Imagine that you have a feather in your hand. Imagine the color of it. What color is your feather, everybody? And once you get the imagination going and you feel it and you can see it, feel the bristles on the side of your feather. Feel that. What does that feel like? Is it soft? Is it brittle? What does it feel like? Use your imagination. Close your eyes and really, really feel it. What color is it? Mine is purple with gold edges. It's gold gilded. Yeah. So now you're going to take your feather, close your eyes, take your feather, raise it up to the center of your forehead, slide it in, and then you're going to move it over to the right and tickle your amygdala on the right, and then slide it over and move it to the left and tickle your amygdala on the left. And then pull the feather out. You should be smiling. And your amygdala is right here, right above your temple, right there. So if you have a headache or something like that, you could try that and tickle your amygdala. Thank you, Linda. See, this is why we love Linda. Okay, so we are discussing the I Am Discourses tonight, and we're going to read the invocation. And the invocation was written on October 13th, 1932. And for those of you that don't have the book, I'm not going to call anybody out this week, but you should get the book and read it on your own. 20 minutes a day is a really great time frame to give yourself. It's a gift. Give it to yourself and read at least 20 minutes a day, either the I Am Discourses or the Resurrection, because we're going to be doing the Resurrection next week. So, you might want to catch up on chapter 4. The invocation, thou mighty consuming flame of God, we bow before thy mighty majestic power. We rejoice in thy directing wisdom. We rejoice in thy presence in the heart of every one of God's messengers that go forth to direct his service and energy to the blessing of mankind. That is all of you. We give praise and thanks that thy presence has changed the tide of things, and that thou art, as always, the mighty governing intelligence. You can use that too. I am the mighty governing intelligence. Put that as one of your I am statements. Say it often. I say I am the governing presence. I am the governing intelligence. I have it on everywhere in my house. Well, not right here, but everywhere else. Everywhere else. We give praise and thanks that thy consuming fire and thy creative activity dwelling in the heart of every one of us, are ready to be loosed by the conscious desire into action. We give praise and thanks that thou art the consuming presence everywhere, that I am there and I am here, and I am the power that makes all things clear. That should be easy for you to remember because it's like a little poem, right? Remember when we were kids, we were able to remember poems? That is really good. I am here and I am there. And I am the power that makes all things clear. Especially if you're having some sort of, mental block for something. Maybe you can't remember, or you're trying to focus, you're creating something, you're doing something, and you want to focus, you want to find something, you want to understand something. I am the power that makes all things clear. I am the majestic presence. I am the conquering power. Ooh, that just feels good, doesn't it? I am the conquering power. BJ said she's had the I AM Discourses since 1999. Well, BJ, girl, man, wait. Sorry. Female or male? BJ. Sorry. I don't want to, I want to get this right. I thought so. Your energy feels like a woman. Oh, gosh. Girl, 1999. You should have knocked us upside the head you should have came and knocked me upside the head when I stopped doing the show. Just saying. I am the mighty energy, thy consuming flame each hour. A lot of us say we don't have time every hour to focus on our I ams. Well, the more you focus on your I am power, the more it works for you. The more it works for you. It helps you. So maybe you can't remember to do it every hour, but every couple of hours, or when you think about it, take a break. When you take a break during the day, or you decide to go turn on the TV, turn on your I am power. I've been watching less and less TV lately, and I'm having a really good time. I bring greetings to you all from the heart of the creative fire. So the discourse is, the creative fire that I am is the flame of God, his master presence anchored in the heart of every one of God's children. While in some, it is but a spark, yet with the right touch, that spark can be fanned into a creative fire and consuming flame. Now, mine is, I don't even know, it might be like this high. I'm working on fanning it into a flame, right? Into like a consuming fire. So that when you see me, it's just, whew, you go, wow, look at Sid. Wanda said, the I am power is how I discovered my new mojo. Girl, is that your photography? Is that the mojo you're talking about? Because if that's what you're talking about, your photography is awesome. Just saying. You're gonna have to come take pictures of me. I need new headshots. So drive on up to New York. This paragraph really jumped out at me. The first thing, this mighty presence, God, in its myriad of activities. If you think about, God is in everything, right? It's myriad of activities. That's like multi-billion, zillion, gazillion activities that are happening all day long, every day. Water flowing, birds chirping, lights coming on, people moving, traffic moving, mountains, earthquakes, volcanoes, wind, rain, snow, sunshine, food growing, grass growing, stars, moon, everything. Okay, I only named like what, 10? But just think about that. Rocks falling, rocks being formed, crystals, crystal caves. What's happening? That's all God. All of that, myriad of activities happening all at the same time, is the omnipresence activity that all may use without limit, if they only will dismiss from their recognition the outer appearance, which is but an appearance, and take their attention away from that which has bound them through endless years. When I first read that, it knocked me out, and then when I read it again, it really knocked me out. But then this time, I was like, oh, dang, you just ponder that, which has bound them through endless years. However old you are, the thought of appearances have bound us all these years. So if you're 50, it's 50 years. If you're 60, it's 60 years. If you're 100, it's 100 years. If you're 10, it's 10 years. 10 years is too long, even. So just think about that. How old are you, and how long have you been focusing on appearances? Today, the scepter of power and authority stands in the atmosphere before the single eye of every advancing student. That's us. We're students. At first, they may reach up mentally and take the scepter of authority, using it in this way, until before they are scarcely aware of it, they will find it tangible and visible in their use at times. It is no idle promise that those seeking the light may again receive this dominion. When we go through a footpath in the forest, we know we may return the same way if we wish, but we must make the decision. So after hundreds of years of search in the outer for power and authority, we find that anything that seems to be so is but shifting sand, and tomorrow it may be gone. By the rejoicing acceptance of your God dominion, you may step firmly upon the sure foundation of the rock of truth, which is God, and from which no outer disturbance can ever shake you once you know from actual experience. My new thing this week, when rereading and getting myself ready for tonight, my new thing this week has been, like if I'm starting to do the monkey mind thing and I'm thinking about stuff and I'm going, okay, I got to do this, I have to do that, I have to do this. I go, Sydney, what if today was your last day? What if you knew today was your last day? Would you be focusing and worried about this nonsense? No, I would not. And that immediately gives me relief. You guys use whatever, is necessary, but that immediately gives me relief. And I say to myself, well, what would you be focusing on? What would you be doing? And then I go and I think about that, or I go and I do that, because that gives me joy. It feels good. Even when I'm at work, and I'm stressing about whatever. And I go, wait, stop. What if today was your last day? Is that something that you would be stressing about? No, because if I leave today, guess what? They're going to put somebody right up in that seat and the stuff will keep going. So whatever it is that you might be stressing about, give yourself a little bit of a break. All right. Yes, Barb says, I like that idea. Going to try that. Yeah, try that and see how it works for you. Because it immediately removes me from being stressed. And also what that does is it allows Spirit God to take the reins, and I can step away and just chill out. When students, we're on page 38, when students will be honest enough, this is something else that I found really important for us to focus on. Linda says, I've been seeing and reading to go within And the outer appearance is not the focus. Going within is. Yes. The outer appearance, somebody had to tell me today what was going on with the White House. Now, for 2 years, I knew everything. I was the go-to girl. Today, I knew nothing. I said, well, what happened? I said, well, I don't know. I haven't been paying attention. And she looked at me and she was like, what? What? I said, yeah, I'm not paying attention anymore. When students, Linda says, not just the Indigo Room, but on social media. Yes. I've been finding, since I'm not doing any more political stuff at all, I noticed that my feed got cleaned up with the quickness. It's like I can't really find stuff that I was finding before. So thoughts do become things. Barb said, same here. Feel much better skipping past all of that news. Yeah, and it doesn't really come up. It comes up like I'll see it, but before I used to see it all the time. It was everything that was in my feed, and like good feeling stuff would be sprinkled in, one here, one there, kind of like, But now, and that didn't start just because I changed what I've been posting. That started once I stepped back and stopped paying attention. And once I step back and stop paying attention on the inside, the outside is matching what's going on the inside. So if you don't want to see crazy wicky wackiness on your social media feed, then you need to start focusing on what's going on the inside and not appearances. When students will be honest enough with themselves and their God, the I am presence, that's God, I am that I am, to pluck out by the roots anything that is causing disturbance within them, pluck it out, and be able to feel the mighty light and radiance of the great God self, they will require little effort in loosing the great I am presence in love and intelligence, which is an ever-sustaining power in strength, assurance, or whatever they may need in order to hold their feet firm upon the rock of truth, which is one of the great jewels in God's kingdom. And where is God's kingdom, ladies and gentlemen? Does everybody remember? Where's the kingdom of God? I'm not going to tell you. You can tell me. Where is the kingdom of God? Somebody's going to type it in the chat. Its dazzling radiance will enfold them upon the slightest invitation. Somebody, that's right, Barb, in each of us. The kingdom of heaven, the kingdom of God is within. It's not out here. It's not, up there in the ethers. It's not, the kingdom is not going to come down and shine on us and scoop us up and do it. It's in here, right here, 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 here. The good news I've come to tell you is that the kingdom is within. That's right, BJ. The kingdom of heaven is within. The first time I figured that out, or somebody told me, I think I read it. I was like, wait, what? Because y'all know I was raised a Jehovah's Witness. And they believe that the kingdom is coming. Armageddon is coming, it's going to wipe everybody out. Armageddon really is when you decide to become enlightened. That's what I think Armageddon is. That's when everything in your life goes crazy, stuff falls down, and all of the pretenses and all of the things that you believed, you start to understand were not true, and your whole life gets turned upside down for the better, of course. But that's what I feel like Armageddon is. The other thing that I found really interesting was on page 39. And it says, you have free will and can qualify and bless this presence to your perfection or your imperfection. So we can use this power, our I am power, right, to our benefit or to our destruction. So if you're saying I am broke, I am sick, I am stupid, I am not smart enough, I'm not pretty, I'm not this, I am, all the things that you're not, you are also using your I am power to your destruction, to your imperfection. So you're creating a reality that you really don't want. You really don't want that. But your thoughts and your I ams and what you believe is what's bringing that about. So in the beginning, you may not believe the statements that you're saying. When I used to look into the mirror and say statements to myself, or put up my I am statements, I'm looking around outside at my appearance and I go, well, I'm broke. I don't care how many times I say I am rich, it's not going to happen. Well, that's because I couldn't even fathom it in my mind. But I had to start somewhere. You have to start somewhere, right? And I said, okay, all right, I'm going to do it. What do I have to lose? If I'm broke right now and I keep saying I am rich, I am healthy, I am wealthy, I am free, and I am not those things right now, what do I have to lose by starting to say those things to myself? What do I have to lose? Nothing. But I have a lot to gain should I start to believe it. And should I start to have more confidence? And should I start to push back my shoulders and act like that? Because the more you start to believe it, thoughts become things. Feelings and thoughts become things. Your emotions create. So I'm just saying, use your I am statements for your power. Linda said inside. Yes, Linda. BJ said the good news of, first read that in 3 Magic Words by U.S. Anderson. Yes, that's a really great thing. I read that book, 3 Magic Words. I think we discussed it back in the day. We'll do it again. But all of the Indigo Room shows are going. Well, they're not going. They're just not on talk show. How about that? They're not going. They're going to manifest somewhere. God got them. So we'll just do it again. Also on page 39, you must give yourselves ample time to gain the full recognition of this mighty power and give it full activity in your life. So you must give yourself some time. You're not going to just say I am rich and right now, because you don't believe it, you don't know it's true, that a windfall is going to come. So that's why we use these statements, and that's why we do the work, so that you, me, all of us can gain the full recognition of that. Do not become impatient. Many of us do, because things do not work out as rapidly as you would like them to. They can only work according to the speed of your acceptance and the intensity of your feeling. If you let your thoughts, I'm in paragraph 2 on page 39. If you let your thoughts begin to gather from the discord by which it is so often surrounded, you change the color and quality of this radiant, pure energy. Do you know that the higher you radiate, the higher you bring up your vibe, you know who notices it? Kids, little children. You will find that little children start to radiate to you. Kids that may be crying with their mama, and you just look at them and they'll smile at you and they'll stop crying. I've been experiencing that lately. I used to do it. It used to happen to me all the time. And then, 2016 happened and then it stopped. But it's happening again. This today, this little boy was walking across the street with his mama, And she's talking to him, and I looked up and I saw him, and he just grinned. He must have been like a year and a half or two. And he couldn't stop smiling. He's looking dead in my eyes, and he wasn't smiling when he was crossing the street. He got across the street. He looked at me, and he was just like, "Ooh, I see you." I said, "I see you too." But you'll notice that happens. It must act, and you are the one who shall choose how it shall act to you. Don't ever think you can get away from this simple fact. We can't get away from that. It is a immutable law of God, and no human being can ever change it. And that is, again, you can change the color and the quality of this energy. Linda said, "That's fun to do, Sydney, isn't it? I like to do it at Walmart or a restaurant." Yes. And if you see a kid that's screaming and crying, and when somebody else comes near them, listen, dogs and children, I trust them more than I trust adults. And if a kid is crying, I'm like, something's wrong with that person right there. I ain't going near them. But dogs like, "Argh," or a cat won't go near you. There's something going on with your energy. I'm just going to back off. But if somebody has kids and animals are attracted to them, you know that they have some good energy. That's my feeling. That's my barometer. Kids and pets and animals. If an animal's not coming near you, something's wrong. Something's wrong with you. I don't know. I feel, something's not correctly, your energy's a little off. Maybe not something's wrong with you, but your energy's not good. You need to do some work. We're going on page 40. I'm skipping over things. We're not reading everything because, we're trying to stay within a time frame. So hopefully you have read this chapter, so you know what I'm talking about. And if you didn't, then please do read chapter 4. We're on page 40, and we're in paragraph number 2, and it says, there are a great many students, when they come to a certain point of understanding where all the results of their activities are revealed to them, and they look upon the many mistakes that they have made, which must be corrected. They become despondent, critical, and they condemn themselves and God, because, it's like, oh my God, like, this is what enlightenment does, right? You wake up and then you go, oh my God, I did that. Oh, I was thinking that. Oh, and then you start to feel bad. Work on that. Try not to. I know it feels bad, when you first wake up and you go, I did that. Like Steve Urkel, did I do that? Yes, you did. But be easy with yourself and forgive yourself. This is a great mistake again. Everything that is revealed to them in which they find they have been making a mistake should make them rejoice exceedingly that the things are revealed which need correcting. That's all. That's all it is. Knowing that God is the power to think, then they know they have the power to correct and should joyfully set to work to do so. That's all. Just make the correction. Don't be hard on yourself. I know it's not always easy to not be hard on yourself, but don't be hard on yourself. Just make the correction. NCI, how do you say that? Nisamato. Did I say it right? Nisamato? Hi, welcome to the Indigo Room. Thank you for joining us. Power to correct. Neville, rewrite the day. That's exactly right, Linda. Rewrite the day. Revise your day. You didn't like how it went? You didn't like what you created? You didn't like some of the things you said to somebody? Maybe in a moment of heated anger, you got upset and you went off. Come back here. Come back to yourself. Go someplace quiet. Go to your room. Go to the upper room inside, in your mind, in your body, in your spirit, and rewrite that. Correct it. Change it. Create a new reality. We're in page 40, and we're going to the bottom of the next chapter. It says, I am the mighty consuming flame. Oh, they may say to this undesirable creation. You may also say to this undesirable creation, I am the mighty consuming flame that now and forever consumes all past and present mistakes, their cause and effect, and all undesirable creation for which my outer is responsible. So give it to the outer. Blame the outer. You know, you had a moment. We all do. We're still here. If we have, if we were never going to make any mistakes, if we were never going to have Wicky Wacky moments, we would have ascended by now. We wouldn't be here. You'd be like Saint Germain or Nanda or any one of the other ascended masters, and you would be helping us. You're not. You're here with us. I'm here with you. We're all here together. We make mistakes. There's ways to correct that. It seems so strange that students seem to have such difficulty in fixing the anchorage and recognition of the limitless power that they are wielding when they say I am. When the intellect, which is the outer activity, knows this, then the students should intensify it with all their power by the intense feeling of the truth of this. Then they would find greatly added speed and power in their active use. I tell you, dear students, you have come to a time when you can use this power with great authority to free yourselves from the chains of limitation that have bound you so long. Set about it with joyous determination to put your house in order. If you were going to have a distinguished guest, I doubt that you would spend days working earnestly, cleaning, washing, polishing, and preparing for this guest. How much more important is it to prepare for this great presence, Prince of love and peace, and the Prince of consuming fire that dwells within you and controls the elements of fire? So we get busy, you know, like I'm having people over this weekend. I got to whisper. I'm having people over this weekend for Stephen's going away. So I got to clean. But, you know, I got to clean the house because I have guests coming. So wouldn't I want to clean my insides, like my thoughts, to allow this presence, this power that we all have within us to rise up and do the work that I expected and commanded to do? So think about that. Oh my God, it's 9:50 already. How the time flies. What happens? This is important. We need to discuss this. Page 42. I am the open door which no man can shut. Into the great opulence. Oh, sorry. Why longer allow doubt and fear to beset you when I am the open door which no man can shut into the great opulence of God, waiting, surging to press forward to heal, to bless, and to prosper you abundantly. Dare to be, to feel, to use this mighty authority, God in you. Use your I am power. Dare it. Dare yourself to use it. What do you have to lose? You have nothing to lose, but everything to gain when you start to focus on your I am presence within. And when you look around, like, you know, even when I look around today, this is my new exercise. I'm getting off the boat and I'm looking at everybody. I'm really focused on everyone. And I'm saying, oh my God, look at all these gods. Look at all these I am presences walking around before me. We're all, you know, when you look at someone and you say, I see the God within you, you got to really mean that. So you have to really, really focus and pay attention and start sending out love to these people. You don't know them. They don't know you're doing it, but you know you're doing it and you feel good. Beloved students, do not Do you not realize that you can express perfection by taking your determined stand with sufficient intensity that I am the mighty electronic energy flowing through, filling and renewing every cell of my mind and body right now? Do you not see with sufficient intensity of this in a few minutes or hours you could dispel any disturbing condition in the mind or body and allow that mighty pure energy to do its work, uncolored, unaffected by any discordant element in your own thoughts? How powerful is that? How powerful is that? Oh, hi. N for Nicholas. Okay. And I got your last name right. Great. Just did 2 cups, then came to the page and found this. Well, welcome. Welcome, Nicholas. It's good to have you here with us. And you must have created a new reality because I created a new reality. So that means that you're in my reality and I'm in yours. So we're both in a new reality. Isn't that cool? When there is seeming lack of energy, take your determined, joyous stand. I am the mighty presence of this alert, radiant energy surging through my mind and body, dismissing everything unlike itself. I take my stand in this alert, radiant energy and joy for all time. That's an I am statement we could all actually take out tonight, write it down, and carry it with us during this whole Wicky Wacky Mercury and retrograde thing. I am the mighty presence of this alert, radiant energy surging through my mind and body. I just felt that. Did you feel that? Dismissing everything unlike itself. That's powerful. At first, because you do not seem to feel any great magnetic electronic force pass over you. Well, I've said this several times, but this was the first time I actually felt it. So I felt it tonight. Pass over you does not in any way indicate that you have not received this mighty energy. So if you didn't feel it like I felt it, don't think it didn't pass through you. Which you have commanded with authority to flow through your mind and body. I really would like for all of us to focus on that this week. I am the mighty presence of this alert, radiant energy surging through my mind and body, dismissing everything unlike itself. I take my stand in this alert, radiant energy and joy for all time. And it says you can pass this pure energy through your mind and body as I would pass my hand down over you. I would like for all of us to focus on that this week, if you can. We're almost done, and then we'll open up the phone lines are open. They've been open, so if you want to call in, Linda will put the phone number in the chat. The student can stand and call forth the mighty presence of the I am, send it forth into his business and world, command it. See, I want you all to understand that, like, don't gloss over that word. That's really important. Neville talks about it too. Commanding. We're not asking. We're commanding. There's a big difference. If you're in the military, you don't ask your soldiers, listen, would you guys go out there and fight, go over here. Would you mind? No, you are a commander. You say, listen, take this patrol and you go stand on that hill. That's what you have to get. You have to be commanding of this energy. Okay? So it says the student can stand and call forth the mighty presence of the I am, send it forth into his business and world, command it to consume everything unlike itself, and replace all with the mighty perfection of God, which I am. Command it to be self-sustained, and cause that perfection to manifest his unceasing authority and power, and cleanse his world of every discordant thing, for I am the supreme authority, God in action. So also focus on the commanding thing. Get to commanding, right? Stop asking. Command. Learn, look up what the word means if you need to, but understand that that is more powerful than just asking and begging. Begging doesn't work. Asking, it might, depending on how wicky wacky your thoughts are. But commanding is a totally different energy. It's more confident. So I'm commanding all of you to work on commanding your I am consciousness. There we go. At the bottom of page 43, it says one does not need to do this with any tension, or to the extent that he creates tension in the action of the body. But he can rise in the supremacy and dignity of the authority of God and cleanse everything needing it. In doing this, one need not speak in a loud voice, but in a very low, masterful one. I am master of my world. I am the victorious in intelligence governing it. I send forth into my world this mighty, radiant intelligence energy of God, intelligent energy of God. I command, is that word again? I command it to create all perfection, to draw to me the opulence of God made visible in my hands and use. I am no longer the babe of Christ, but the master presence grown to full stature, and I speak and command with authority. When we think about our brother, Jesus, because he said he was our brother, right? He commanded stuff. He didn't say, oh, he didn't go and say, Lazarus, listen, do you think you can come out of the grave? Excuse me. Hey, Lazarus, what are you doing in there? Would you come out, please? No. He said, get up. When he told people, when he went to heal people, when we hear the stories of that, he said, stand and walk. Get up and walk. Pick up your cot and walk. We know it's allegory, but I'm just saying it was a command. So also on page 44, something else that I highlighted that I want to share. I want so much to have you feel that you are the only authority in this world or any other, so far as your world is concerned. See, I am the only authority in my world. Barb, Nicholas, Linda, BJ, Funke, Wanda, you are all the authority of your world, right? I'm the authority of Sydney's world. So I want so much to have you feel that you are the only authority in this world or any other so far as your world is concerned. Do not ever fear that the perfecting of your world is going to disfigure anyone else's world. So long as your intent is not to harm anyone, it does not matter that what the world about you says or how much they try to intrude upon you their doubts, fears, and limitations. You are the supreme authority in your world. And all you have to do is say, when you are beset by these conditions, I am the mighty magic circle of protection about me that is invincible and repels from me every discordant thought and element which seeks to find entrance or intrude itself. I am the perfection of my world, and it is self-sustained. Why not be fearless? You have been wanting the presence of the great ascended ones. I am the visible presence of those greatly beloved ascended masters whom I wish to have appear here to meet and whose assistance I desire. Say that. Why? You don't think that you are important enough for an ascended master to show up for you? You are. You are that important. Number 45, page 45. Fill your minds. Oh, sorry. You have come to the point where you can dismiss all discord from your minds. Fill your minds with this pure electronic essence, and no discord can enter. So long as you keep it filled with this presence, I tell you again, you are the authority in your world. And if your thought is filled with this essence, then no discord will touch it. We're going to take this authority and use it, clear away all discord, and declare with no uncertainty, I am the supremacy of man everywhere I go. I am God in action. We all are God in action. I'm God in action. So you may all, no, you know what? I command you all to reread chapter 4. Reread it a couple of times. Put it in your spirit. Get that energy going. Understand that you are the authority in your world. You're not the authority in my world. You're the authority in your world. Now, my worlds may bump into each other. We may share this common world together, but I'm having my own experience just like you are. I see the world differently than you do. I experience things differently than you do. However, I love you. You're part of my world, and I love you all. So when I bump into you, if you're doing your energy and I'm doing my energy, wow, how delicious is that? But if I bump into you, you're discoordinate and if you're discoordinate and you're not doing your work, you can't affect me if I'm doing mine. So that is the end of the discourses. There are some additional notes that I did highlight, which is just a couple of sentences. If one just lets go of the outer and enters into the inner, every discord lets go at once. Over the and the student who has to re-embody should take the command. Like if you decide you're going to come back, like I have done many times. The student who has to re-embody should take the command that the next time I will be born into a family of great light. This would open the door to great speed in his progress. So that is the end of chapter 4 for the I AM Discourses. Next week, we're going to be doing Resurrection with Neville Goddard. If you don't have the book, get it, please. I command you. And we're doing chapter 4, which is Controlled Reverie. So Barb says it's worth rereading, and I will. Yes, it is. It's definitely worth rereading. Has anybody called in? We are 8 minutes over. I did good this week. Sort of, right? I wasn't too bad. Do you all have something you want to share? Oh, nobody called in. That's okay. Everybody's in the chat. That's fine. So, do you have something you want to share? Has anybody? I don't want to listen. I know that we did the 2-cup manifestation there with Neville. I know Barb did it, and Nicholas did it. Has anybody else done the experiment? You don't have to tell me what you were working on. I don't want to know. That's not my business. That's your business. We're supposed to take the glasses and then take the paper off and put it aside and not think about it. But I just want to know if anybody has done the experiment. Thank you, Linda, for putting that in the chat. Funke did it. Woo! Linda put in the statement that I want everybody to work on this week, which is I am the mighty presence of the alert, of this alert, radiant energy surging through my mind and body, dismissing everything unlike itself, I take my stand in this alert, radiant energy and joy for all time. Funke, you did it. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Wanda, did you get a chance to do the 2-cup manifestation with Neville? I remember when experiment. Yes, everybody thank Linda, because Linda is awesome. She's the best moderator. I just love her. And the universe sent her to me. I didn't even have to go find her. She just showed up. And it's just been amazing ever since. We love Linda. If you haven't tried it, I'm suggesting, I'm not telling you, I'm not commanding that you do it. But I think you should try it. That's all. Give it a go. Not try it. I think you should do it. If you didn't do it. If you did do it, great. If you didn't do it, great. That's fine. But it's fun to do. So I'm seeing some results in some of the things I did. So I usually try stuff out first, do experiment with things first and then tell you about the results that I had. But this time we're doing it together. So it is life transforming. Nicholas said, very cool. Yeah. So I just think the experiment mixed in with Neville with the I remember when technique is just puts the whole 2-cup experiment over the edge, into another realm. Oh, really? BJ says she tried this week and then had a lucid dream. That's kind of cool. Nick said, that's how I did it. Yeah. So, if you didn't do it yet, give it a whirl. Can't hurt. The best thing that could happen is now you drink more water, which is a wonderful thing. So we'll be here next week. Barb, I had a lucid dream too. I don't know. Listen, I'm going to tell you what my lucid dream was, and then we'll all, we could all leave. I'll tell you what my dream was. This was after I did it the first time, and I'm still trying to figure out what the meaning of it is, and I figured it'll show up eventually. I don't know, but did somebody come into the chat, into the call?
Hello.
Hi. Can you Okay, let me mute. Do you have your speakers on?
I'm turning it down.
Okay. Is that BJ?
It is.
Hey, girl. Hello. It's good to hear your voice.
I just wanted to give a quick call and say, give a shout out. I'm so glad you're back, and I just love and adore you. I fell off the cliff, I think, with our calls like 3 years ago, maybe a year before you kind of went on hiatus.
Yeah.
And I've been checking your Twitter every now and then, though, and just trying to get back into the swing of things. So I feel so blessed to have found you again. So thank you.
Oh, thank you so much for joining us, and thank you for coming back in, because we all not all of us. I know I fell off a cliff, and I probably took some of y'all with me, but I'm bringing everybody back. I'm trying to bring everybody back. So I'm very thankful and very happy that you joined us here and found us again, and welcome.
Thank you.
It's so great to hear your voice. Thank you for calling in. Up in Maine.
Have a wonderful evening. Have a wonderful evening, and hello to everybody. I'm so glad to be back.
Yay! So I don't know if anybody can interpret this dream that I had, and if you can, that's great. And you can, like, write it in the comments or something and say, Sydney, this is what that means. Because Neville was really good at interpreting his dreams, and I'm working on being better at interpreting my dreams. I can usually interpret them, but this one threw me for a loop. I was outside, and there was a house to the right. And I could see inside the house. There were people inside the house, and they were looking out at me. And I either was in the house before and came outside. I can't remember that part, but I knew everybody in the house. There was a lot of love in the house. It was a great house. People were in there looking out the window. This one woman was looking out the window to me, and I sat on a rock. And when I sat down on the rock, this bird came over. It wasn't Bay Street. This bird came over. It was a duck. It was a white duck with gold wings. But the duck was almost translucent, kind of, but it was glowing. I've never seen a duck look like this before. It was a glowing duck with white and gold wings. And it came over and it just wanted me to pet it. So I was petting it, and then when I looked up while I'm petting this duck, which I was shocked that there was this duck. I said, "Oh, a duck." I look up and I see so many beings flying towards me. It was incredible. And they are just smiling, and they are just happy, and they had wings too. I don't know who they were, but they were like cherubs. They look like cherubs, if that makes sense. But when I stopped petting the duck, if I stopped petting the duck, then they would go away. And if I started petting the duck again, they would show up. I don't know what that meant. But I woke up feeling wonderful. I was quite aware. I was quite lucid. I knew what was happening. I knew everything that was happening in this dream. I just can't. I haven't been able to. Not I can't. I haven't been able to interpret it yet. So, if somebody can interpret that for me, that would be great. I'm gonna have to talk to Arzu and see what that means. Painters in the house. Ducks are my power animal, Nick says. They represent emotional change. With a duck, you won't drown in your emotions. Ooh. Nicholas, thank you very much. That's interesting. With a duck, you won't drown in your emotions. Okay. All right, so then what about the cherubs? Anybody, what's going on with the cherubs? What's happening there? That was really interesting, though. The cherubs kept coming in and out. They were everywhere. It was like hundreds of them, all around. Nobody else saw them except me. It was really cool. So this week we're focusing on the paragraph that Linda put in the chat, and bringing, changing the energy, surrounded by your angels. Okay. All right. Yeah, okay. Well, I was surrounded by them, but I just didn't understand what they had to do with the duck. No, they weren't really cherubs. They just looked like that's the only thing I can call them. But they were bigger than cherubs. But they just kept flying in back and forth. They were smiling. They were happy. They were joyful. They were loving. They weren't malevolent at all. Maybe it's about keeping your connection to your goddess energy. That could be it. It was interesting, though, about the people in the house. Maybe it's the Indigo Room. Maybe it was the Indigo Room. Because I knew everybody in there. Well, we'll see what happens. I keep it. It's like it just happened yesterday. So it's really, really and it was last week, and I woke up and I was like, whoa. Sometimes I forget my dreams, but this one stuck with me all day. Anyway, so that's what we're focusing on. I am the mighty presence of this alert, radiant energy surging through my mind and body, dismissing everything unlike itself. I take my stand in this alert, radiant energy and joy for all time. That's what we're focusing on this week. Do try. Painter, welcome, Painter. I just realized I'm saying Painter chirps. Hi, Painter. Focus on doing the 2-cup method with I Remember When. And if you don't do the 2-cup method, do the I Remember When experiment anyway, because it's a very powerful one, and it's worked for me, as I said in the video before. So with the 2-cup method, I think it'll just be a wonderful way to expand that. We're doing the resurrection next week, so please read chapter 4 this week, 20 minutes a day, 5 minutes a day. Just read a little bit. And by the time we get here next Wednesday, you'll have it done. Stephen is leaving for Japan on Tuesday, so I may need your comfort on Wednesday. On Wednesday night when we do the show next week, because my son is moving to Japan, and he's going to be gone for a year or more teaching English over there. So we want to wish Stephen safe journey and a wonderful time as he touches down in his new home country. He's also got an apartment now, and he's just going to have a wonderful time. So I'm excited. This is what happens when you raise these wonderful people and you tell them to go out into the world and have fun and live life and do things. They listen to you. And then they leave. All right. So I hope that you all have a great week. Remember who you are. Remember that you are source energy right here in a physical body. Remember that you can be, do, and have anything that you desire. And remember, it's not being extraordinary that makes you unique. It is your uniqueness that makes you extraordinary. Remember to like, comment, subscribe, ring the bell for new content. Share the videos for the Indigo Room. Make sure you like the video, because that lets YouTube know that you like this type of content, and you will see more things like this, not just from me, but from other content creators who make these types of videos in your feed. So if you like this kind of content, make sure to click the like button, and you'll be able to, see more stuff like this. Ring the bell, and it'll let you know when when we upload new content or when we're going live. So the Indigo Room's email address is theindigoroom2@gmail.com, and I'm going to be putting up some new videos that you'll be able to click and like, so you can subscribe over here, and then you'll be able to click the 2 videos and playlists over here for the next time. So thank you so much for joining us here in the Indigo Room. Barb, Linda, Gary, Nicholas, our new friend, BJ, our new friend, well, not really, but new. BJ and Wanda, Painter, Funke, Barb, Linda. Did I forget anybody else? Did I get everybody? I think I got everybody, right? I said good night to everybody. Did I miss somebody? I feel like I'm missing someone. Did I say Wanda? Well, thank you all for being here. BJ said all the best to your son. Thank you very much. And my DTR went, oh, your daughter went to France for 8 years. Nicholas said, how cool. Good luck to him. I was lucky enough to visit Japan for 2 weeks. Awesome. Love, love. Can you make these live sessions 2 hours? As soon as I quit my job. Then I'll be able to do that. But I do have to get up and go to the job in the morning. So if you have some questions, you have suggestions, something else, another topic you'd like me to expand on that you maybe heard in the Indigo Room before, and because we don't have those things over there in Talk Shoe anymore, we can bring them here and we can do it here. So I'd like to hear what your thoughts are. Definitely put stuff in the comments below, and hopefully we'll be able to expand the show a little bit more, a little bit longer as time goes by, because I got to go to the job. So when that changes and that shifts, then we'll add some extra time onto the show. You never know. You just never know. All right. So don't remember again, there'll be videos here, and you can subscribe over here. Have a great week, and I will see you next Wednesday. I love you. I love you all. Thank you for joining us here in the Indigo Room. Bye.